We want to know more about your glowing skin at the age of 63.
In Miami Swim Week. Not too many older women are in swimwear. Los Angeles, Las Vegas, doing Panama this year. I've done Milan, you name it.
What's your suggestions to young kids? Being a model, do you do any kind
Yeah.
of those face routines, serums, and night routine, which are so
Yes.
much in
Oh,
culture?
absolutely.
How you gonna face your 16 years old version, Dr. Elise? What will you say to the people who are thinking they are old when they are turning 50 and
Mm.
they think, hey, these are the things of youngsters. I cannot wear these dresses, I cannot wear these colors, and maybe people will judge me or something, but they want to live life like you. What's your suggestion for them? So, what should they do? Is there any age to maintain or to give that kind of treatment to your eye? What's your suggestion, Dr. Elise?
So, preventively, starting very young, protect your eyes from the sun. The sun accelerates aging of tissue, so it leads to an oxidation of the lens. So, a good pair of sunglasses.
Hi everyone, this is Hemant Kumar from Campus HR Podcast Station. Today I have a very wonderful guest with us, Dr. Elise from Los Angeles, California. And beyond the eye specialist, she's a lot. She's celebrating her life in full swing. So we have Dr. Elise Brisco with us from Los Angeles, California. Dr. Elise, over to you.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here, Hermont. Thank you for inviting me to be on your show.
So we want to let the world know what you are beyond the very sophisticated title, which is doctor. You are a lot. When we are seeing, watching your videos, when you are going on a various social media posts, we are finding you are a lot. So we want yourself to give us a little intro about yourself, your
Well,
childhood, from where you came, what's your story, and everything, so that world can celebrate it together.
I come from Vietnamese immigrant parents who came over with a French Catholic priest from Vietnam during the war. And instead of going back to Vietnam, my parents were the only ones who stayed in the United States. So I was born in Chicago. And my whole life, I wanted to be a doctor. So, because there's several doctors in my family, surgeons, cardiologists, and I became an integrative optometrist and clinical homeopath. So I'm a holistic doctor, and I ran a large multidisciplinary wellness practice in Los Angeles for 34 years. So this is really where I spent most of my adult life. But then I
Great.
was the founder of a health tech company called Nearsight, where I developed a device to replace reading glasses, and I have several patents on that. And during that time, I was invited to compete for beauty pageants. And I didn't want to do it, but my board of directors said, you have to show the world that you can walk the walk and talk the talk. So I competed, and I have three titles. I became Ms. Woman California, United States in 2021 and 2022, even though I'm a tomboy. And I was scared to death, had never walked in high heels before I learned to walk in 5-inch heels.
So we have Miss California on the
Yes,
show.
California. I was the first runner-up at the Miss United States pageant. In
Great.
2023, I was Mrs. Vietnam, USA. And that led to my modeling career. And so now, for the last 3 years, I've been modeling. And the reason I continue to do it is I started getting fan mail from around the world and people saying, because of you, I'm dancing again, I'm doing yoga again, I'm eating healthy again, I'm dating again. And I thought, wow, I can continue my work as a doctor to motivate and educate people how to use lifestyle to age gracefully, to not be scared of getting older. And I can reach hundreds of thousands of patients a day compared to 30 patients in the exam room each day. And so I started modeling. And that's what I'm doing now. This year, I'm getting ready for London Fashion Week and Paris Fashion Week. I've done New York, I've opened in Miami. I was the oldest to ever walk in Miami Swim Week. Not too many older women are in swimwear. Los Angeles, Las Vegas, doing Panama this year. I've done Milan, you name it. I've been on the cover of
And
Harper's
you have
Bazaar
done it.
USA and Cosmopolitan UAE, and I'm really grateful for this opportunity. And I get to wear these amazing gowns. Like this is by Tarani Couture. I'm getting ready to do a photo shoot at Disney Hall. Oh, and I have to show you these other gowns because
Yes, for sure.
when I first started competing and I went to one of the gown shops for the evening gown competition, I almost started crying because I come from a very middle class family. We couldn't afford things like this, and all of a sudden it was like a fantasy. And now I get to wear this on a daily basis. This is from Tarani Couture. Their showrooms in Los Angeles and New York, and they're around the
Okay.
world. And I, they were one of my first big modeling jobs, and I'm so grateful for them. And I'm going back to my roots because I'm going to be modeling for them again. And it's been a whirlwind. I'm really grateful for these opportunities. When I come off the runway, like in New York, I had all these fans come up and say, "Oh my gosh, you look like you do in real life." I mean, this is me. I have no fillers, no surgery, nothing. And I do a lot of healthy things to stay this way because there's very few models over 40, let alone over 50. And I am 63 and I'm modeling around the world. So I want to encourage everyone that it's never too early or too late to start incorporating these small changes in your life. And you're probably already doing some of them that can actually help you to reverse aging, prevent problems, and also, really to age in a healthy manner. Because my family has so many health problems, and I have hypertension and borderline diabetes, and I've been fighting that for over 10 years by changing my diet, by sleeping better, doing yoga, meditating to decrease cortisone levels, by decreasing stress, not carrying extra weight. And so far, I've not had to take medications, but I'm always like right at the border. So it can be done even if you have a medical history or family medical history of health problems. And I'm happy to share some of the things I do.
I think world has a lot to learn from you, Dr. Elise, and the transition from being a doctor to a model is definitely class apart. And we want to know more about your glowing skin at the age of 63. When people, if you will see the teenager nowadays, the youngsters, the everyone, they have the dark circles, they have the fine lines, right? The saggy skin, lot of things. So you said that yoga, meditation, sleeping pattern. I believe many people are doing the same, but there is something different, which maybe you are the child of the god, because I did not see
Oh,
anyone like this in this age.
thank you so much. Beauty really comes from the inside out. What I learned as a model and as a pageant queen, because then I've been a tomboy my whole life. I've
Yeah.
basically done sports, and I didn't start wearing makeup till I started doing TV in my 40s. And I remember one of my first shows, I was going to have a pedicure and a manicure. And I was like, "Oh, I've never had one done before." And the producer said, "Well, what about when you got married?" I didn't even have my nails done when I got married. I was so much into sports. I've been a single mom for, for 15 years, and I really wasn't into beauty, so I learned a lot. But I also learned that a lot of people depend on makeup and clothes and jewelry. You can't hide an unhealthy person. And if
Yes.
you're healthy, natural beauty comes through. You don't have to have really high cheekbones or big eyes or big lips. That's not beauty. Beauty is that confidence and that energy that radiates from the inside out. So I'm really big on how I eat. I'm not perfect. I love dark chocolate and I eat more fruit than I should. But, I take supplements, and I'm lucky because as a doctor, I've studied a lot of this. I applied a lot in practice. I advise my patients how to age in a graceful manner, because I'm very much into embracing aging instead of fearing it, because I truly believe that life gets better as you get older. So I do things like this is one thing it's been a game changer. It's a longevity shot with NAD plus. So
Okay.
it gives your cells energy. It helps reverse some of the aging with the telomeres, with increasing
So, which is
collagen.
this brand?
This is called happy aging. And
Okay.
the nice thing is I learn about these things as a doctor, but then as an influencer, I get so many amazing products, and I only will talk about the ones that I like the best. I'm gonna take my shot right now. Mm, it tastes really good. I have a lot
So
of
it's kind
allergy
of a
problems.
shot. It's in the
Yeah,
form of
they
shot.
call it a shot, but you drink it.
Okay.
They have calm shot that I really love because I have ADHD.
Okay.
Um, and they have one for your skin, a glow shot. It's called Happy Aging. I can give you some of the links. And then your gut health is so important because that microbial biome in your stomach, it helps me with my allergies, with my focus because I have ADHD. I mean, I have a lot of issues that I've had to fight for everything that I have. I don't just look like this because I sit on the couch and smoke cigarettes. I mean, I really live this life. So I take probiotics, and I also, fiber is very important too. So I love this product it's new from Metamucil, and it's a fiber plus probiotic. I take 3 a day.
Which one is this, Dr. Lees, which you just took?
Hmm.
What is this?
Oh, it's called Fiber and Probiotic by Metamucil. I have lots of allergies and I have an autoimmune disease. So I really need to support gut health. And you hear about that a lot, but it is really true. It makes a huge difference for me. If I've run out and I haven't taken it for a while, I see a difference. So supplements are important. Working out, that is probably the most important thing you can do for anti-aging. Lifting
Mhm.
weights. Cardio is important, and I spin and I hike, but lifting weights combats the loss of muscles and bone density because we lose muscle density and bone density, up to 3% per year. So not only am I fighting that to stop that, I'm reversing it. And how I know is because we just did a bone density test for me because I had osteopenia, which is the precursor to osteoporosis, and that runs in my family, where your bone density is so weak that you're at risk for bone fractures. For example, my mother was standing in the kitchen and she just fell and broke her hip. And I see those things, the strokes my mother had, my baby brother had strokes, and it scared me into a healthy lifestyle. So lifting weights, you build bone density, you build your muscle mass, and that reverses the aging. And I would not be able to model. I would not be able to hike in the French Alps, for a whole week. Any of the things you do, I'm also a boxer. I would not be able to do that without lifting weights. And you can start easy. And if anyone has questions, you can DM me. I have a lot of videos showing simple exercises you can incorporate and then at a more advanced level. But when you work out, you have to eat more. And that's something my trainer taught me because I was trying to lose weight. I did win the best in swimsuit my first year in the Miss United States pageant. And so I starved myself. I went on a 5-day fast. And so, you could show the definition in my abs. But my trainer said, you need to eat more, Elise. You're not going to build muscle unless you have the protein and the creatine. So I eat 4 or 5 times a day, lots of white meat like chicken, turkey, and fish, because you have to get 1 gram of protein per pound. So I'm 115 pounds and I need 115 grams of protein a day, and I was not getting that. And I supplement it with products like this Truvani. It's plant-based clean protein. And I mix this into a protein shake with my creatine, and I take that every day after I work out. And it really, really helps with definition, with legs. I'm proud to say that I've been in a number of shows where the designer has chosen me for the sexiest, the most revealing outfit. In Las Vegas Swim Week, they gave me what looked like a string. And I said, "Really? You want me to wear this?" And they're like, "Yeah, you have the body and the confidence for this. The younger girls
Correct.
can't rock it the way you do." And I think that's what makes the difference with an older model who's comfortable in her own skin like me is I've already proven myself. I've had a
Yeah.
successful long career, and now I'm doing this for the right reason, and that is to use my knowledge and now put it on the runway in front of the camera to show people you can do this too. I'm just a little Vietnamese girl from Chicago. I was not born with muscles. I certainly, being a model was never on my radar, but using my knowledge as a doctor, I can give trusted advice to my followers and show them you can do this. Absolutely. I mean, I've seen changes in myself. I've seen changes in patients who've come back, who've lost weight, who have more focus, who are less stressed, because stress leads to so many different health problems. High blood pressure,
Yes.
even eye infections can come from stress. I've published
Oh,
several articles about the connection between stress and blepharitis, meibomian gland dysfunction, different eye diseases exacerbate what's called glaucoma, which is a disease in the eye where your eye pressure goes up and you can lose vision. So that's why I'm a big believer about the mindfulness every day. I do yoga twice a week. I meditate every single day. I listen to my mantras and I don't sweat the small stuff because as you get older, you realize, you know, it just, the little things don't matter. In French, we say laisse tomber, laissez tomber. Just let it go. And that is some of the main advice I can give everybody.
excellent, Dr. Elise. And I have a curiosity how your friends, your family treats you now when you converted from a very normal Vietnamese girl to a beauty queen of the USA, slaying the most authentic platforms of fashion like Milan, New York, and then he won the title of Miss California. I believe uh, people must have crush on you even in this age. And how you are managing this stardom, Dr. Elise.
It's been very humbling to get all this fan mail and people who I don't know and stop me on the street. And I always say, if you meet me in person, you can touch my face, you can touch me and see that it's real. I the pictures that are filtered of me online are the ones the photographers do, or if I'm some of the videos that are put together by the brands that I work with. But my own pictures, I don't filter, I don't use the AI
Mhm.
because I want to show people how aging looks. Yeah, you're gonna get fine lines, you're gonna get some melasma and smile lines, but that's the beauty of life.
That's the beauty.
And yeah, like I look at my partner's parents and they have tons of wrinkles and they look so beautiful. I respect and admire people more as they age well because I know how hard it is to get there. And like my partner said to me, he goes, "You've had to fight for everything you have. This is natural aging, but I'm dedicated to a healthy lifestyle." So, to answer your question, unfortunately, my mother passed away before I was crowned, before I became a model, and it breaks my heart because when I was young, I remember my auntie and grandmother when they came over from Vietnam for the first time, and they saw me, with ripped pants. I was playing softball, sliding into first base. I came home messy, with my ball and my mitt. And one night they were screaming at my mother downstairs. And the next day I said, "Mama, what happened?" And they said, "Well, they're not happy with how we're raising you because you're like a boy and you're not very feminine, and they think you should be more feminine. So funny. My parents bribed me. They gave me a new bed if I would stop playing softball. I took the bed, but I ended up going back to softball and eventually coaching my son's little league teams to regional championships. um, you can have both. You can be feminine and be strong, and that's a firm belief I have. In our culture as Asians, our man is very much the the head of the household, and I respect my partner so much and listen to him. But a woman should be in her own way, give um, that loving, more emotionally based intelligence and support that the family needs, and that's how I guide my family. Not like not like that. Even though I do love to box, not gonna lie to you. I've been knocked out. I've had a concussion from it during sparring, but you know, uh, I really love strong women, strong men. Um, so my mother never saw me crowned, and somebody asked my father at one of the pageants, "What would Jackie think if she saw Elise now?" And he goes, "It would have killed her, because she would have been shocked." My father's been supportive. My son, before I went into this, we watched Miss Congeniality, the movie with Sandra Bullock, so he would understand what a pageant was. And he looked at me and he said, "Mama, if you think this is best for me, then I'm okay with it." He's gone to my pageants, he's gone to my fashion shows. In fact, the last one he volunteered at doing media because now he's a teenager. And he's grown up in this world. He's kind of shy. He doesn't really like being on my social media. And now I have two stepchildren who are even younger, 8 and 10, and I don't put them on the social media either. But I my family's been supportive. My high school friends, everyone's surprised, but has rallied around me and they ask me a lot of questions. I want to show what else, because you were asking me about my skin, and I talked about the inside, but on the outside I
Yeah,
discovered
so
this
so I
brand that
had the
actually
same
has.
question. So do you do any kind
Yeah.
of those face routines, serums, and night routine, which are so
Yes.
much in
Oh,
culture?
absolutely. So I do a lot of a lot of self-care. But like I said, I don't do injections, no fillers or anything like that. I don't want filler face where it's going to move around. I do face yoga, and I really noticed a difference. Like, I used to have a really crepey neck, and now I do face yoga.
Okay.
I do it every day, and I've noticed a difference. Um, these are all tried and true. And then I found this company that does plant stem cells. And stem cells go to wherever there's damaged cells and it repairs it. So from the outside, it's called the Stem Company. They're based in Beverly Hills. It's Dr. Nathan Newman. This has made a huge difference on my complexion. It's smoother. I mean, how many 63-year-olds do you see? I'm so open that I hardly have any pores. You can see, I mean, of course I
Yes,
have
I
some
can see
wrinkles,
that.
it but it's I get stopped when I'm in the market, at church, just walking around. People say, "Oh my God, your skin's so great." When I tell them I'm in my 60s, they faint. They literally faint. So that's what I use for my skincare, and then my makeup, I feed it also with superfoods. And this is a brand, you could tell it's well worn. It's called Yensa, and
Okay.
they have superfoods in all of their products. And this is what I use, and I bring it with me and ask makeup artists to use it. The founder, Jennifer Yen, um, I met her when I was a founder of Nearsight. And it you when you look at Asians, I just got back from South Korea and Japan. They have skin like glass because they take skincare seriously. It's like you can't just expect to have a lot of money or have a lot of friends or have a nice figure without putting work into it. So I vet out everything that I use. I'm really fastidious about that. And then I incorporate what I know as an eye doctor too. Like, I don't just take my makeup off. because I've seen so many eye infections, especially when I'm in fashion shows or if I do a photo shoot. It's 2 hours in the makeup and hair chair because I'll say,
Yes.
people will say, "Oh my God, you look so great on that." Yeah, I had 2 hours of people painting on me and doing my hair. But like to remove my makeup, I use this is called oh my God, I forgot. It's called New Lids, and it's like an electric toothbrush, but it's for your eyes. And I put this anti-inflammatory gel that's made out of
Okay.
okra. I really try to go natural, especially since I'm a homeopathic doctor. I remove my makeup, but there's still left over in the lashes, especially after all these shows. So I use this. I ran out of battery now. And it's like a
I
toothbrush. It
got it.
rotates and it removes all of the last traces of makeup. It massages the lid so that increases blood flow to the area, which helps with your eyelash growth naturally without having to use some of the products. Some of those eyelash products, by the way, can actually um, lead to eye change color and can make your eyes sink in. I when I was taking glaucoma medication, one of them is the ones that they use for the eyelash growth, and it's scary because my eye globe was looked like it was starting to sink in. Once I stopped using it after a year and went back, so my eyes look normal again. But you really got to be careful about using the wrong products because they can cause problems. So this can naturally increase circulation. Lots of patients have said they notice their lashes.
I believe this product is a game changer for all the models and the actors who put a lot of makeup every day. So I think that everyone must have in their kit as a model, as an actor, right? As a
Oh,
TV
I love it.
actor.
This is how I travel with it. I have an eyeglass case and I put it right in there. I bring with me. So you
Okay.
can tell these are things I use. I don't just, there's a lot of influencers who are talking about different products and a different product every day. I only will do collaborations with products that I actually use and believe in.
Yes,
Or if I don't use it, it's something that I recommend to patients. Like I just did one for Attention
definitely.
Grace, and it's for as you get older and after you have a baby, women kind of pee a little bit when they laugh or sneeze, and you just lose that tightness. So there's a great product for that that actually absorbs the pee. So it's not like what you use for your period because the pee can still run off. This is meant to trap
Mhm.
urine. So, I mean, things like that. Everything I do, I marry the science with art and health and beauty. So I use the health to attain beauty rather than just talking about beauty. It's from a science-based, um, you know, um, perspective that it actually it works. No product works for everybody, but there's the ones that have the clinical backing. Yeah. Older models, and there's even fewer jobs for older models because it's a youth obsessed industry. And I want to show people that beauty evolves through the ages rather than just
Mhm.
stops. Just because you start getting wrinkles and you look older and your body changes doesn't mean that's not beautiful because it is. And we're all going to get there. So why not cheer for the older person and look at that as your crystal ball?
Yes. Okay. So, in the continuation of our discussion with Dr. Elise, I met her in Milan Fashion Week in the month of March. What a wonderful day. What a wonderful weather at
Oh,
that day. Everything was looking so dreamy. And our very cooperative designer, Salima, hats off
God
to
bless
her.
her.
Yes. And she is bringing back the legacy of Kaftan, and we could see her hard work in her work as well in at Milan Fashion Week. So I noticed one thing about you, Dr. Elise, said that day when we were lining up, when we were in a green room, we were dressed up. Everyone was picking the pictures and was roaming around, and there were only one person, and it was you who was continuously doing the practice. When I was seeing you at that time, even I came to help you. Hey, let me take your pictures. Okay. I still remember. I was thinking why she needs practice. She's looking perfect. And when I saw the final results, you were different at the time of walk. At that time, I could understand that how disciplined this lady is and how nicely she is slaying her age, and how wonderful it is to see her post. And when I saw your cosmopolitan page picture, right? I forwarded it to a lot of people. Even my sister lives
Oh,
in New Jersey. Yes. Yesterday I told her, Dr. Elise is coming at my show. And she said, what's her age? I said, she's 63. She said, no. So whenever you are in New Jersey, visit her. They are very good people to welcome, and they're very friendly. So, Dr. Liz, beyond everything, I want to understand from your side, from where this discipline is coming. Why you are so disciplined? I mean, we get up sometime early, sometime late. We skip our meals, we skip our sleep. Sometimes we don't eat healthy. On weekends, we go to parties and we eat garbage. Right. So, how you are maintaining yourself? From where this discipline is coming?
I have to, first of all, and I got scared into this. I've always been into sports and movement, being very active, really a good student. I was valedictorian in high school. I graduated with distinction, top 10 doctors in my class. I have two postdoctorate fellowships. But when my mother had her second stroke, my baby brother had a stroke, and they were both handicapped from it. My brother can't walk and talk at the same time. My mother stutters, has loss of fine motor, became hemiplegic on one side, not being able to move. That scared me. And I saw the writing on the wall when my mother had her second stroke, and I went to the hospital. And this was not good bedside manner of her attending physician, but I said, "Where's Jackie?" And he said, "You're next," because he had taken care of my brother and my mother. And I thought, that is rude, but it was a wake up call. And sometimes you need that slap in the face. And I thought I ate pretty healthy, and I had my blood test done. Now I have my blood test done twice a year religiously. And that's the way to actually monitor your cholesterol, your blood sugar level, my hormones, my white blood cells, everything. And I realized I was eating chips with every meal. I like something crunchy. And, I started running every day. I got scared into this, and I said, I don't want that. And I know I can, some of it is my genetics, but a lot of it you have control over. And I have cancer in the family, diabetes, strokes, glaucoma, hypertension, you name it. I it I could be scared and just resign myself to that, or I could take control over what I can do. And that's why I'm so disciplined. And even with modeling, I love modeling. I love the art, the beauty of it. I like that I can model a healthy lifestyle. I'm not just a model to look pretty. And I always, whenever I'm the model coordinator for a show, I tell the other models, you're here representing someone's art. This is their life's work that's accumulating on the runway, and they've paid a lot of money to be here. So you're here showing off their vision. And
Yes.
I know that I have to be a beautiful, not just physically beautiful, but I have to show off their their designs, their creations with grace, with pride, and bring what their heart on the runway. So I've taken modeling very seriously. I started training with Coco Rocha, who's a supermodel in New York. I've been part of the Icon Modeling Group. I'm now with the American Modeling Academy. Maria is my coach, and she is fierce. She has like a stick or a ruler. Literally, you're standing there. She hits you. She puts you in a position, and I still attend classes, even though I've walked more than most of the girls in the class, and I have to be better because there is so much age discrimination in modeling. It's a youth obsessed industry, Hemant. They want super tall, super skinny, super young. Most of the girls I model with, like I was just in India, there were two models flown in from Brazil, me from the United States, one from India. I was the lead model. When I got there, they were like 18 to 21 years old, and we're modeling designs and purses that are thousands of dollars. And I said, what? A teenager in an early 20s cannot afford this. This is not your
Definitely.
customer. You should be hiring and showing what your customer will look like in your designs. But designers are still going for the 6 foot tall. There's not that many 6 foot tall women. And I don't understand why. So there's a lot of discrimination. I am grateful for the designers who see past that and realize they need to embrace their demographics, the women who are going to buy their designs, and show them on the runway. So a middle-aged woman can look at me and say, "Oh, I can see myself in that." It's like when you do a car commercial. Have you ever seen a car commercial with a 5-year-old sitting behind the wheel? No, because they're not the customer. You have
They are
someone of
not a
driving
customer.
age. No, and the same thing with these designs. So I'm grateful for Salima, who whose designs celebrate women and look wonderful in women of all ages. But if you are in couture, like Trani Couture, show an older woman. And that's why out of there's 9 divisions in the Miss California pageant, I was the oldest in this woman division. And I asked my state director, why did he choose me? You know, the other girls are prettier than me. And she said, because he's smart. He knows women your age are going to buy his gowns. So, I'm always fighting this. And I hope, there's so many amazing age models or classic models who are older,
Yes.
but there's still not that many of us. And I hope that all of us are contributing to this narrative that beauty evolves with age. It doesn't end. Your face is going to change, your body's going to change. And why not be celebrating the older people out there? Because that's you. That's your crystal ball, who you're going to become. I love older people. I love especially athletes, entertainers, models older than me because I'm rooting for them because I know I'm going to get there. And if they can do it as a human being, I can do it too. I know there's this one lady, Renee Fit on Instagram. She's in her 70s and she's competing in bikini and bodybuilding contests with so much dedication in how she eats, being disciplined, even more so than me. So, I'm really asking advertisers, designers to please show your customer in you on the runway in front of the camera in your ad campaigns because we're starting to band together, my age group, and supporting brands and designers that support us.
I am finding that most of the designers make the complaint that their dresses are not getting sold because they are not actually reaching to the right audience. So, as you directly said, that you must know who is your customer, where are your customer, who will be selling in your gown,
Yeah.
and who can afford it. You rightly said, Dr. Elise, and these kind of discriminations definitely we cannot remove. However, we can prove them wrong the way you are proving everyone wrong.
My goal is not to prove anyone wrong, but really to um, show what's possible
What's the
and
yes,
inspire
agree.
that. Again, be a model on modeling health, on modeling positivity and gratitude. And I've had so many patients come into my office, only 40 years old. They'll sit in my chair and say, "Dr. Brisco, I'm old and my life's over. I can't do that." And I would say, this is only half your life, so you're going to feel old and limit yourself for the rest of your life? That's There's so much more ahead of you. You become more confident. You have more freedom, more financial freedom, more time freedom. you found yourself. I think getting older just keeps getting better. I had a big celebrity because my practice was in Hollywood. That's why my name on Instagram is Hollywood Eyes. My practice was Hollywood Vision Center. She was a huge celebrity. She came in my chair. This was when I was very young because I skipped 2 grades, so I was like the youngest in my class. And I said, "What's wrong?" And she's sobbing and she said, "Oh, it's my birthday." And I said, well, happy birthday. Why are you crying? And she goes, "Because now I'm considered old. In Hollywood, a 30-year-old actress is old, and I'm going to get less roles." And I remember being scared. I was like 25. And I thought, oh my gosh, am I going to be old in 5 years? But the nice thing about being a doctor is that people actually like older doctors. So I'm still
It's
considered a young
pretty.
doctor. Yeah. Oh, I want to show you, you know, how I'm really am dedicated to exploring new products. And when I was in Korea, I mean, my
Mhm.
skin I've worked on it. One thing I forgot to mention too is I do something called Scarlet RF, and Dr. Nathan Newman does that for me in Beverly Hills, where they use like a laser to create slight little uh, damage in the skin so that the skin rebuilds itself, and then I have smoother skin. And then instead of fillers, I use what's called PRP, where they take blood, spin
Blood.
it, take the stem cells, and inject it back in my face so that I don't have as much of the nasolabial folds. My eyes are full. I do Botox, and I dye just the roots of my hair. So those are the two cosmetic things I do. But the other things are helping my body help itself. But when I was in Korea, I was in shock because the women there, skin like glass. So I found this great company called the Seoul Beauty Club. Seoul's the capital of Korea. Every month, they send me products, collagen balm high lifting cream, so I can try out new things. And then the ones I like, I just get more of because I really trust. This is a hydrating night lip mask because you know how a lot of people have wrinkles around their lips. By the way, don't use straws because straws lead to more wrinkles around your lips. And same thing with smoking.
Can you repeat the
But
brand name? Which is the brand?
oh, it's called Soul, SEOUL Beauty Club, Soul Beauty Club.
Okay.
Yeah, and I get a box from them every month, and they surprise me with great things. Hydration essence mask. The Koreans are light years ahead of us in skincare. When I was
Hmm.
there, my son and I had facials done, and I was surprised in how much they know about it and that it's part of most people's routine there. Whereas here, we're catching up, but they for them it's like a religion, and it shows
Right.
because there's women my age with just literally glass skin.
Hmm.
But like I said, the facial yoga, the Scarlet RF, the PRP, taking the right supplements, anti-aging supplements, and you have to be careful because there's so much out there. And if you take too much, that's not good for your liver because your liver has to metabolize all these supplements and it removes toxins from your body, and then that can cause problems too. So I really vet out what I use, and I'm happy to answer questions um, from my followers, but I can't give medical advice on social media because I'm not examining them. But I will answer questions, do a general consultation. I started using something called paid DM, where followers can click on a link and then, get some time with me. There is a charge for that, because I was giving out so much free advice and like spending like 4 hours a day answering all my fan mail and DMs. So that's how I do that now. But again, I do this, and my partner says you should retire. I said I don't want to take this knowledge to the grave with me. I feel like I'm at the point where I can offer more to the world as an older woman than I could when I was a much younger doctor. I have so much more, and now, especially now that I have been in the beauty world and I see all the things people do to be on stage as a pageant queen, as a model. And I'm realizing you would have to do less of that if you started with your health as the foundation. And that's what creates real beauty, that physical health, that mental health and spiritual health. And I'm a big believer in mindfulness and spirituality, and relationships are important too. So I know I'm throwing
Yes,
a
it
lot out
is.
there and I'm repeating some things. I'm repeating some things to emphasize what's important. Yeah, that the Holy Trinity, if you want to make it super easy, of aging well is input, output, and mindfulness. So what you put in your body, the output is movement, exercise, and the mindfulness is the meditation, the centering, stress management. How do you manage
So,
stress in your life? Because you have a lot on your
in
plate as
my
an entrepreneur.
I'm single. I am single, so my stress level is already down. So beyond that, I live with my mother. So my mother is always with me,
Mhm.
and she had a stroke in 2007, and she has
Oh,
gone through all kind of things which happened in his stroke. You know it very well. She was her all the right hand side was not working. That hemiplegia is something which your mother also had
right.
too. So it took her around 6 months to 1 year to get back to her very, I mean, normal life. And the
Mm,
day she got the stroke, she was not identifying me, who am I? Okay, so I told her, and she was behaving in a very different way. So we went to a very famous hospital, and I was so lucky that I was having the back support of few very wonderful people. So as I really appreciate you, there is one person in India. Her name is Mrs. Sarla Sarup. She's actually the mother-in-law of my sister who lives in New Jersey. So all of a sudden she came and she helped my mom. And I'm so thankful to Auntie back here in my hometown. So she saved our mom, and we still so lucky that she's with us. So I take care of her like a baby. So she's my baby. So she's my stress reliever.
well, I hope my son's like you one day, although I don't want to be a burden on my son, but oh, what a love. Oh, you're going to make some woman so lucky one day when you do get married. You're already giving
I
love and caregiving. Does your
so
mother have any visual symptoms like problems with does she have problems with depth perception, double vision, problems with spatial visual localization, like being able to tell how far things away are? Is she clumsy at
she
all?
was having cataract, so we got her operation done last year. So now she doesn't have anything. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, after the stroke for 2 3 years, it was so difficult for us because she was stammering. She was not speaking properly. I had to take care of her meals. I was giving her
Mm-hmm.
bath. I was taking care of her medicines, her food, and everything. But with the grace of God, she became all right within 2 years after the stroke. And it's been 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
She's living a healthy lifestyle and she's turning 75 next to next month.
Ah, amen. Yay. What a success story. Yeah,
Yes.
I co-founded the rehabilitative vision clinic at the Cedar Sinai Medical Center because 80% of the brain is related to visual function. So
Okay.
inevitably after a stroke or concussion, a lot of people lose eye-hand coordination, they lose balance, their ability to track, their depth perception, being able to tell where things are. And so I would retrain the non-damaged part of the brain to do what the damaged part used to do. So that's why I ask, because sometimes that does not come back. Um, yeah, so that's one of my specialties.
Yes. So I think as much as you were excited being from India, I am excited to know your story of being in India in Agra at Taj Mahal. We saw you were selling in
Mm.
some
Mm-hmm.
beautiful handbags, and you were treated like a queen there. I think they gave you a best
Oh,
treatment. of being a guest, because in India, guest is like a god. Atati Devo Bhava, which we call.
Mhm.
It means the guest is like a god. So we treat our guest like a god. I believe that you were treated very nicely in India.
Oh my goodness, we were like celebrities. Hari from the JP Palace Hotels in Agra, his whole staff welcomed us. Was flown in by two designers, Polone Designer Collection. That's Melissa Polone's the designer, and then Alark Lal from Zardozi Designs. That's in Agra, and Zardozi, as you know, is that ancient tradition of hand embroidery. So it was an East meets West collaboration between Polone designers, amazing gowns and dresses with Zardozi's hand embroidered purses with precious stones. And we shot in front of the Taj Mahal. We shot with camels. Uh, in at the JP Palace Hotel. It was just beautiful and waiting to have those published. The last time I was in Agra at the Taj Mahal, I remember thinking, this is one of the most beautiful places I've seen, and the story, the love story, even more touching, and you can just, it's so moving. And this time to come back as a model, I was really grateful, and it was an amazing experience. It was hard work, it was very hot, maybe like 30, 35
Yes,
degrees.
it's hot.
Uh,
Yeah.
already, yeah, at that time. But the people who took care of us, Hari Kumar's team with the JP Palace, and then Alar Lal from Zardozi, they took care of everything and made us comfortable. India is such a beautiful country. It has become so modern. Technology, you've embraced technology. People are kind. The food is next level. I love Indian food. It's my son's favorite cuisine since he was 3 years old. So it was really beautiful. I highly recommend if anyone wants to go visit India. You have to put that on your bucket list. You just surpassed China as the most populous country in the world.
Yes, yes. So Rishikesh is very good if someone is coming from the abroad, someone is coming for the vacations due to their modeling work. Rishikesh is amazing. You can go to various Himachal Pradesh. You can visit Agra. You can visit Mumbai, and whenever you are coming to India, Dr. Elise, you are visiting us next time.
Oh yeah. No, I definitely would love to. You can get so many handicrafts and like the Zardozi purses. They showed me how to do it. One purse can take several weeks, and it could only
Yes,
cost like
it
a
is.
couple $100s, but it's just handmade, exquisite, beautiful, and it complemented the Melissa Palone's dresses so well. It was really a beautiful collaboration. Yeah, I can't wait for the pictures to be published.
So the place where you went, Agra, so the Zardozi, sometimes back, the trade was of gold, silver, and it was making the dresses and the pieces more expensive. So, hope you have visited the Taj Mahal and you saw how nicely those artworks, the stones were telling the story of ancient era, how rich India was at that time. So, the art, the colors, right? Hope you witnessed that in Agra.
Oh yeah, you're wearing a piece of art history when you carry that. And there was a beautiful marble also. It was just lovely. No, I love India. I'd like to go back and visit Varanasi. My trip got cut short the last time I was there because of it was too overcast that the pilots couldn't take off. But Udaipur is beautiful. The Wind Palace. India has so much rich history. It's unlike any other place in the world.
Yes,
Well, I'm doing a
we are.
lot of content, d- um, doing content creation. taking care of my family, of course. We're remodeling our house, we're rebuilding. We have an Airbnb in Palm Springs. Doing a lot of content creation to share my knowledge, to connect the dots for people and show them what they can do in their own lives, some actionable items to slow down aging, to feel healthy while they age and realize that they have a lot of control with self-care. Because some people say, oh, I can't afford to go see the doctor. And that happened a lot during COVID. A lot of my patients were losing their jobs, even though I was in Beverly Hills, Hollywood area, which is the demographics tend to be well off. I remember patients calling me from the pharmacy saying, Dr. Brisco, I can't afford this medication you prescribed. And that's when I realized the homeopathic medicine was so much more affordable. Like if you get eye drops, it could be like $120, $150 for one little bottle, but a homeopathic eye drop could cost 15, 13 or $15. And the nice thing about homeopathic medicine is it treats the root of the problem. It
Yes.
helps your body to help itself. It triggers an immune response from your body. So that's more powerful and safer because there's no chemicals
Yes.
and you're actually getting your white blood cells up, getting the repair process to work. That's why I went back to school to get my license as a clinical homeopath because I wanted to incorporate it in my practice instead of just giving medications. We did IPL, we did, you know,
And one very important question, which I'll be asking you, if you will be meeting the 16 years old Elise now in front of you, your younger version of 16 years old, what will you tell her? Will you hug her? Will you tell her everything will get okay one day and you will be slaying in life? You will be winning in life and everything. So I know everyone is coming from a lot of struggle. When you do not get the things at a right time, you have a lot of regrets of past life. So how you gonna face your 16 years old version, Dr. Elise?
I would definitely let my younger version of me know that everything's going to be okay and to pursue a life of purpose. When you have your raison d'etre and you know what you want to do to have a meaningful life and that your work helps others, that everything else falls into place. I was so fortunate as a doctor, because you choose your career at a very early age when you don't have a lot of life experience. I got to spend my career earning a living, taking care of people that I care about. My patients became my family. And I keep in touch with them still. I saw their children grow up, and I was vested in their wellness and helping them improve their quality of life.
And
So
you feel
yes, that
yourself
was,
lucky and blessed.
I feel so blessed. Be grateful for what you have, because so many people who have less, and it was my goal to help people as much as possible. It still is, and yes, I'm wearing beautiful clothes and makeup, but I'm hoping to show people that someone very ordinary like me can be a spokesmodel. And even if you're a role model to your family, to your friends, you're making a difference in someone's life. So definitely live a life of purpose and realize everything's going to be okay and have faith. I became baptized as an adult, as a conscientious decision. Um, and having faith in my life really is truly a godsend, no matter what faith you practice. So that's part of the peace that you need to face all the challenges and struggles and hardships in the world.
So, Dr. Elise, what's your suggestions to young girls who are in their 20s, their 30s, and they are thinking, specifically in a new era, in a new world, and it's not about for the females, it's about the males also, that kids say that they don't need you. Kids say we are self-dependent. kids say, hey, leave us on us and don't interfere in our life.
Mm-hmm.
Is and
Mm-hmm.
when you are seeing they are wrong, when you are seeing if they will take our advice, the things will set, the things will align. But they think that we are old, they think that we are outdated. What's your suggestions to young kids being a
Yeah.
model?
Well, I have them think about how much less they knew even last year or 2 years ago or 5 years ago, depending on how old they are. And I'll say what you've learned in those last 5 years, hasn't that made you a better person? And now you look back, like I asked my kids, when you look back when you're 5 years old, 6 years old, or I asked my teenager, when you look back to the age of your stepbrother and sister now, do you understand why I had those guidelines for you? Why I said the things I do? And he's like, yeah. And I said, well, I've had 50 years more or 40 years more experience than you. Just imagine how much I've learned during that time. Yes, times have changed and everybody has a different baseline, but even your own friends who are the same age have had a different background. But you cannot replace the experience and wisdom that you amass with time. So listen to that older person because they have something to share. And it's always good to hear someone else's viewpoint, anyways. And then when somebody say, well, oh my gosh, Papa's old. And I'll say, well, do you want to be younger again? Do you want to go back to being 5? I'll ask my son, do you want to go back to being 10? Like they say, no. Well, I don't want to go back to being 20 or 30. I'm happy in my 60s. And I'm looking forward to the adventures ahead of me that I can build upon using what I know and that
Yes.
peace and that self-confidence and that wisdom that I didn't have when I was 30. And I thought I knew it all, but I really did not like realize it. You know that saying, you don't know what you don't know? That's the point I make. And kids can relate, teens and 20s can relate to, yeah, boy, I was stupid at that age.
And Dr. Elise, beyond that point, what will you say to the people who are thinking they are old when they are turning 50 and
Mm.
they think, hey, these are the things of youngsters. I cannot wear these dresses, I cannot wear these colors, and maybe people will judge me or something, but they want to live life like you. What's your suggestion for them?
What other people think about you doesn't matter. And that's something that I've always have been comfortable in my skin, much more so now than before. And I am judged really harshly by people like, I've had a friend who was in the audience for Asian Fashion Week, and he said a model, a designer was like, oh, she doesn't belong in running, she's too old, talking about me. She doesn't appreciate me, but there's lots of people who do. And the, there's no guidelines on what you can and cannot wear at any age. What makes you feel good? Are you going to dress for someone else? Because it's not going to affect their life, it's going to affect your life. Do
Yeah.
what you want, blue sky it, dream big and follow those dreams, and just keep setting your sights on beauty, on happiness and joy and adventure, because you can have it all. I'm like the happiest I've ever been, and I've had a lots of struggles in my life, some really terrible times, and it really does make you stronger. You learn from those
Yes.
mistakes. You become more resilient. And I watch our kids because they're so young, thinking it's the end of the world, and you just realize, wow, how much you've moved past that, and you've stood the test of time. Yeah.
Yes, it's fantastic when I see the perspective from such experienced person, Dr. Elise. I think you have that aura to change the world's perspective, not the perspective of your relatives, your known, your close ones, or the modeling industry. But I believe that many people needs to watch this podcast because when you see that every birthday you are turning old, but when you will see Dr. Elise, you will find that hey God, give me every birthday very soon. We want to be like Dr. Elise. We want to serve the world. We want to live in the skin which is glowing like anything. We want to slay the gowns which most of the designers are stitching for teenagers. Right?
Yeah, no,
So awesome. Awesome, Dr. Elise.
be the
Awesome.
best version of you. Do
Yourself,
what
yes.
makes you happy. Be the best version of you.
Yes, Dr. Elise. Any one suggestion, as many people are growing older, they have the cataract problem, which you must be aware. So, is there anything, and the operation of the cataract is the only solution when it becomes not controllable? So, is there any suggestion from your side to take away that people who are watching it can keep their at least can keep their eyes safe? So, what should they do? Is there any age to maintain or to give that kind of treatment to your eye? What's your suggestion, Dr. Elise?
There are preventive things you can do, and there's some things you can do to reverse it. And cataract surgery is wonderful, though. It does restore sight, but it is still surgery. And why go through surgery if you don't have to? So, preventively, starting very young, protect your eyes from the sun. The sun accelerates aging of tissue, so it leads
Oh,
to an oxidation of the lens. So, good pair of sunglasses. Then you can eat foods rich in antioxidants. That's vitamins A, C, and E. And what they do is they the antioxidants, it neutralizes free radicals, cells that are bouncing around creating damage in your body. So the antioxidants decrease that oxidation, like decreasing rusting inside the lens of your eye. So that's preventive. So that's like orange and green, red colored fruits and vegetables, red peppers, carrot, um, zucchini, oranges, all of those are good. So a lot of this is you can do yourself. There are things you can do to reverse some of the oxidation once it's already happened. There's a homeopathic medicine called Cineraria maritima.
okay.
I think we're gonna have to break this podcast up into several different sections because there's too much for one
We will
section.
do it.
But it's called Cineraria maritima. It's a lymphagogue. So what it
Okay.
does is it takes out the damaged cells in the lens to reverse some of that clouding and aging. So I used it. I had patients who used it not only for cataracts, but once you reach your mid 40s, presbyopia sets in, which
Mhm.
is you lose the ability to zoom out and zoom in to look at something like, really close. You lose your near vision. So when I started using the cataract drops, I stopped needing my reading glasses and I didn't need them for another 4 to 5 years. So you can do that. You can do some eye exercises. That's more for presbyopia, not cataracts. But again, main categories, preventive, and some of it can reverse. And then if you need cataract surgery, not the end of the world. How's your mother seeing now?
Oh, excellent. We
Yeah,
have done it
it's a
for right
great,
hand. Yes. And
one of the
she was
safest
so
surgeons out
happy.
there.
And many people thinks that it's happening due to aging because now people are educated. They know it very well that this is happening due to cataract. So people are aware. But in old age, and the people who are not educated have less visibility to go to the doctors and cannot afford them. They think it is happening due to
Yeah.
aging and they accept it.
Hemant, I understand that you're starting a new venture and it's called Campus HR, and how can that help your users?
Okay, so Dr. Elise, if you will see that everywhere there is a discussion of AI and it's entering in our life like anything. So I am going to teach AI to respect humanity. And we are also teaching humans that we should understand that AI will not replace you, only coming in your life to help you. Okay, so we don't want the fight should get a start between humans and robots. So what we are doing, we are helping IT companies. We are going to provide them the best of the best talent which is available in the market. We are also going to help students who are actually not finding the best jobs for them across the globe. So we are going to help them. Also, we are going to conduct the interviews on behalf of big IT firms because they are lacking resources internally who can take the interview. So our company will be helping them. Beyond that, one secret which we are bringing, where I told you we are teaching AI to teach humanity. So what we are going to do, most of the time candidates when they are in front of the panels, interview panels, they do the cheating. They open some kind of AI in their laptops, and when the interviewer is asking a question, they read it out and answer. Kids are also doing these things.
Wow.
Okay. So what we are going to do, for example, Dr. Elise need to hire an Android developer. She wants that I want to develop an Android application or an iPhone application, and she interviewed one person in India or in New Jersey, right? So now Dr. Ali is taking the interview. This person is answering well, but he is doing or she's doing cheating while opening some AI tool and answering everything. Okay. Now, what will happen? That person definitely cannot come to Los Angeles for interview, right? So we are providing an infrastructure where this candidate can come to our office on behalf of you, and we will be providing our laptop to this person, okay? And we will make sure that there is no cheating, there is no other window is open, and the interview is authentic. So this is how campus HR is creating awareness and bringing back humanity on track and providing best to the quality people to various US and across the world based IT companies.
Bravo, bravo. I like how you're bringing out qualified talent and not letting them, letting them speak for themselves rather than using AI. I didn't realize people were doing that during an interview. How can you type
Since
that and
ages.
read it? Or that's crazy.
It's crazy. So it's
I'm still old school,
it appears on
but
your
I mean, I
phone
use
screen.
AI.
Okay,
What's
it's
that?
amazing.
I I
It's
definitely use
amazing.
AI.
Mm.
Yeah, but
It's required.
yeah. Oh, just to you need to take advantage, and that it helps to sort through all the information out there and find the best for you. I love it. It's great. I've had to do so many different things for me for contracts, helping me to start writing things. But you need your voice in there. Yeah.
Yes. So thank you so much, Dr. Elise, for giving us your precious time. And we wish you good luck for your upcoming project. And we want you
Thank
to
you.
make world happy with your beauty and with your kindness always.
Oh, I'm so appreciative. Yeah. And then just want to make sure that your viewers know that I'm at Hollywood Eyes, Hollywood EYES on Instagram, on YouTube. It's Hollywood Eyes, Dr. Elise Brisco. Best of luck with Campus HR.
Thank you
I
so
think that
much, Dr.
sounds
Elise.
wonderful. Yeah, how you're combining real world with AI, not ignoring one or the other, and your podcast bringing hard hitting information to help your viewers,
Thank you.
and what and taking care of your mother. Oh, what a wonderful boy!
Thank you so much, Dr. Elise.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Thank you so much.